my name is Tomomi Gariano, Certified Zentangle Teacher. Today is day 8 of Inktober 2025. Today's tangle is Cochombros. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. By Tania, Ferriol, Jover, or Jover, CZT. So this tangle is going to look like this, day 8. And if you want to check out the step out, you can check out my show notes. You can follow the link from there. But let me show you how to do this tangle according to the step out first, as usual, and I'll show you some of my takeaways and tips and tricks. So I think this video is going to be a little longer because this tangle is not quite as straightforward as you would like to believe. Maybe it's straightforward for you, but you may have a bit hard time with something like this. So follow me as I explain this tangle in more details after I show you this step out. So first you create this sort of like a snowflake-like shape, and you're gonna extend this line just a little bit. It doesn't really say how much to extend on the step out, but I think as you practice this tangle more, you're gonna have a better idea of how long this line should be. So as you notice, I went around by rotating my paper. That's easier because you're just repeating the same step 6 times, and then you're gonna add another line from this corner, again rotating, and repeat 6 times. Again, I don't know how long this line should be at this point, so I'm just gonna do this. And next step, you're gonna connect these 2 open lines and create triangle here. So connect these lines, connect these lines, so it's nice that you can just repeat the same stroke 6 times going around. So that's the basic idea. Now here's some tips and tricks that I want to share. So you may find this a bit frustrating. I don't know if you try to make it look really nice and even. So the first thing that's really important is when you create initial 6 spokes, I did this way, but you see how the lengths are a little uneven, spaces are a little uneven. So the easier way to do is let me show you. Let me do this again, because the reason why this way can be challenging is, let's say you put first line or the second line a little off like this, and then it becomes a little skewed, like compared to this angle and this angle. You see how it looks very different, and it's fine. We're not going for perfection, but if you want to create nice and even shape like this, what's easier is first line, and you add a little dot in the middle, halfway point of this line, and then you create V shape, and then you look at this side, and then you create another V shape. This way I think you may find it easier to divide these 6 spaces evenly. And so let's do this again. So add a little dot. So it's up to you. You may be fine with the way you do 3 lines crossing with each other. You may find this way easier. Just explore a little bit. So now you have this shape, and now you're gonna create this shape next. So instead of trying to create, okay, I have to create this diamond shape, maybe like this, and then it gets a little skewed. What you want to do is you want to create a parallel line to this, about the same length. And then you're going to create parallel line to this, and then you have a nice, beautiful diamond shape. So parallel to this, and parallel to this. And then you repeat 6 times. So that's a little trick to draw a nice diamond shape that looks more or less even. This is a freehand drawing, so it's not gonna be perfect, but if you're trying to achieve more organized look, that's how you approach this. And then your next line, you're gonna extend this, and then you don't know how long that's gonna be, so I'll keep it a little shorter. You can always extend it to make it longer, so I wouldn't go too long at this point. And your next line, you're gonna add line from this corner. Again, that's parallel to this. So again, keep it short. You can always extend. So from this corner, parallel line. From this corner, parallel line. So the parallel lines are called aura in Zentangle. So this tangle is also about auraing the existing line. So now you're going to connect these two open lines, right? But before you do, I find it easier to create the triangle first. And this triangle is gonna be like extension of this line, like this. So here's a triangle, and then you're going to connect this to here. But instead of just going randomly, of course you can go randomly, but again, auraing, using the concept auraing, you're gonna aura or draw parallel line to this. So it's gonna be like this. Alright, and then you turn. So next triangle is gonna be extension of this. And draw a parallel line to this. Oops, I went a little off, so it's gonna be more like this. And then you extend this line. So I'm gonna repeat. Triangle. And parallel line to this. So extend this line to create triangle, parallel line, or aura. Extend, triangle, parallel line, and connect, extend, triangle, parallel line, and connect. then you're gonna have this sort of, if I follow with a different color, like this ribbon is folded over, threaded under almost, and coming out this way, threaded under. So it has this sort of more like a intertwined ribbon look to it. So when I'm adding this set of lines, I'm always looking for existing line as a guide to aura or to create parallel lines. So that way you can have more or less even shape. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. So now I am moving on to my little Bijou tile that's tinted. If you want to know how I tinted this one, you can check out my Inktober Day 0 video. So I could start from the middle, but I think I'm going to do a little off center. So maybe about here I start and add a little dot. Then you can add a little dot and a cross, or you can do V shape. It's up to you, whichever you feel more comfortable creating this. And make sure they're about the same length. Each line's all about the same length. And parallel line. And remember, let's see. So this is the first step, right? And the next step, you're gonna extend this line anyways. So I'm gonna be a little lazy. And I'm gonna draw this line a little longer. And I'll add parallel line to this to create diamond shape, but I already has extension. So you can do it this way, just skipping one step or keeping two steps in one. But if that's a little confusing, you can stay true to the original step out. And always make sure to turn your tile and draw parallel lines. So I think as you do more of these geometric shapes, it becomes really second to nature to look at existing line to create next line. But if you're new, it's helpful to know where I am looking at as I tangle. And then next line, I'm going to add line from this corner parallel to this line. Again, I can always extend and make this line longer. So at the beginning, I'm going to keep this relatively short, because once I add a line that's too long, I can't really erase, because I am doing this with my pen. You know, in Zentangle, this is a reminder, there's no mistake. So you don't have to worry too much about being imperfect or making mistake. But it's nice not to make mistake or have an oops moment. So next one, I'm gonna add triangle, but This one's gonna be extension of this line going behind and create triangle. And I'm going to connect this to here with a parallel line to this. Or you know, if this is not parallel, that's fine too. Let me show you. You know, it works, so don't worry too much about it. And this one is going to kind of disappear. And it's going to be triangle. So mine is getting, like, I'm making this little rounder shape. So this one's going to be like this. And this one is extension of this line, triangle. Like this. It's cute, isn't it? I love it. So at this point, I can start embellishing this. Let's see, what do I want to do? I create a little shading here with my pen. And then aura. So you can have lots of fun at this point because your tangle is done. Now you're adding little details to your drawing. So this is the fun part. I mean, tangling is fun, but you may felt, oh, this is a little too complex. I have to really focus. Now you can relax and have fun. So I'm gonna aura this. So this is micron brown I decided to use. Initially I was doing Inktober with just black pen and simple shading with graphite and white charcoal. But I realized, you know, the brown pen works great with this background color, so I'm bringing one more tool. So when I started Zentangle, it was simple black and white art form, which I love. I still do love black and white. And then they start introducing different colors, different tools, but still I feel like a second, I just think I feel like this right here is a little empty, so maybe I'll add more of these snowflake shapes. So yeah, there's more tools, more colors now in Zentangle world, but I still love black and white. And or like this, I tangle on a pre-tinted, pre-colored paper, or just a paper with color, like Renaissance style or tan tile we call, or gray tile. It just gives a little more opportunity to explore shading and highlighting, but also I find it more relaxing to stick to just using very limited number of tools. So even when I'm tangling black and white and I have a big area to fill with ink, unless it's really big area, I tend to stick to just one pen and not switching between different sizes. It's just my preference, because I do Zentangle for mindfulness purpose. It is fun to create a beautiful piece of art with lots of different colors and lots of different tools. That's one way to enjoy Zentangle. But I love the idea of elegance of limit that they introduce to me. By limiting your choice, it takes out stress, it takes out decision-making process, because when you're having to make decision, you're kind of coming out from this beautiful meditative focus state, and then you are in a more of a thinking mode, because your mind is wondering like, oh, what color should I use, which tool should I pick. I mean, the more you do it, the more less it became decision making, and it becomes part of your practice, part of your nature, part of your routine. But especially as a beginner, I think it's helpful to limit the number of tools that you use to really focus on your tangle and what's in front of you instead of what's not in your hand. So that's just me. But for now, I am using just a black pen, and I'm starting to add brown pen. Maybe just a few days ago, I decided to add let me see, where I decided to add brown pen. You know, first 4 or 5 days I was just doing black, and I think I got really comfortable with this size, with doing monotangle each day, recording. So now I can add one more thing, brown pen in my toolbox. So just gradually, slowly increasing complexity. And also, I can see on my video, like day 1 or even day 2, I was still nervous filming because it's been a while. I've done lots of videos in the past, but I think this Inktober videos are the first ones I'm doing this year, I think. I had a big surgery at the beginning of this year, so I was taking it easy, and yes, I was tangling a lot for my own enjoyment, but I wasn't teaching much, or I wasn't filming myself at all, so I was a bit out of practice, and it shows on my video. First few days of the videos, my lines are a little shaky, and my hands are covering what I'm tangling, so sorry about that. But I think I'm getting used to it again. I'm more mindful that I'm actually filming, so that my hands are not covering as much, so that you can actually see what I'm doing better. So my apologies for first few days of the videos that you are like, oh, I can't see what you're doing. But I hope I'm getting better. I think I am. So please leave me a comment on what you think. What you think of how I tangle my video, everything. But please be kind to me. Okay, so with highlighting, you see how it's all of a sudden it started to have this beautiful dimension, roundness to this already beautiful drawing. So maybe I'll add a little shading here. Wouldn't it be fun to have this kind of a ball on your gift, like even Christmas gift, with that little snowflake in the middle. Gosh, I'm already talking about Christmas. I should stop. It's still October, so not yet. I'm not thinking about Christmas yet. We still got Halloween and Thanksgiving. Well, if you are in the state, Thanksgiving. So now I'm actually in Japan. Me and my family still celebrate Thanksgiving, get together with our American friends and invite some Japanese friends to introduce Thanksgiving meal, Thanksgiving culture. It's hard to find turkey in Japan, so oftentimes we substitute with chicken. Well, you know, they're different birds, but still, you know, just you get the idea of it. I mean, it's not impossible to find turkey. You know, you can always go to a grocery store that sells imported items, but you know, especially with the weak yen, with the what it's called, not transition, exchange rate, imported food can be really pricey now in Japan. So maybe this year we'll do chicken. I'm really liking this. And maybe I'll do the same for these little ones. See, I told you this video is going to be a little long, or a little longer than usual. And I explore this tangle quite a bit because I don't think this is a very easy tangle to you can just do on a fly. You may want to practice a few times until you feel comfortable. And like I always said, you don't have to love every tangle. Maybe you like more organic ones that is less involved, or you love the ones like this that gives you a little challenge. So before I finish shading or highlighting, let me show you like how I was exploring. So like this was my sketch. You know, I was trying to figure out, you know, different ways to see different shapes and lines of this tangle. So, you know, some tangles I just do as I film, but some tangle like this, I take time to really understand first, so that I can share what I learned from my exploration. and sometimes I change out, step out a little bit to make sense for me, so that, well, and I'm hoping that different perspective that I have, or different take that I have on the tangle, may help you as you try on your own. So that's the purpose of me filming this Inktober video. I'm hoping that this video will inspire your creativity and help you to tangle, help you to overcome some of the blocks you may feel as you tangle. So because I spent some time with this one, I'm really familiar with it, and I am fond of this tangle. It's kind of like a relationship, you know. The more time you spend with somebody, the more you feel comfortable, and the more you feel familiar and perhaps even attached to it. So let's see, add just a little bit. Like this. Okay, so there it is, my day 8, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow for day 9. Bye now.